One universe is already big enough. For a long time in Dragon Ball, we thought Goku's universe was the only universe, but now we found out there's another universe, or multiple universes, honestly. It's like a multiverse in Dragon Ball. There's a good way for them to expand the story to have Goku fight more challenging opponents throughout the multiverse. You know what I mean? During this multiversal tournament where multiple universes had to fight each other in a cool tournament, there's this strong being they came across known as Kefla. It's a fusion being of two Saiyans that are ridiculously powerful. With all the new god forms and stuff like that, it's easy to forget how crazy overpowered fusions were. Especially back in the day, it was almost like whatever your strongest form could do when you fuse with another being, the base form of that new form can do better than your strongest form could. You know what I mean? Like how a base form Gogeta was stronger than a Super Saiyan 3 Goku despite clearly being in the higher Super Saiyan transformation form. This gives you an idea of how crazy fusions get. It's not just adding a person's power to other person's power. It's way more than that. Like imagine what his Super Saiyan 3 would be if his Super Saiyan 1 form is stronger than Goku's solo Super Saiyan 3. You see what I'm saying? Fusion's overpowered. Let's get into it. There's a couple ways you can fuse. You can use this technique, the fusion technique, or you can do what Kefla used or what Goku and Vegeta used in the Buu Saga, this fusion technique, this Patara earrings that pretty much bind y'all together pretty much as long as you need to. A good way to understand how strong this fusion is to understand how strong this fusion being is when they're separate. This fusion being is basically two Super Saiyan beings put together, one of them being another universe version of Broly himself, then another talented Super Saiyan like Kefla. This universe's power is pretty straightforward when it comes to strength and speed. They know how to harness their inner chi or ki to produce energy projective type of attacks for long range attacks, so where if they don't have to punch you, they can just blast you. When it comes to energy, their body can withstand the attacks they put out. A good example of they can hit as hard as they can blast is like occasions like this. When she was going berserk here, we've actually seen characters deflect energy blasts with their physical strikes to show their strikes are up there with their blasts. But yeah, it's obvious both of them can produce different types of energy blasts, different colors though. Same concept though. Along with being able to project their blast through their hands and stuff, they can apply these energy blasts in different ways, like put their energy in their fists and enhance their punches that way if they have to. So it's like a closer version of blast with their fists being in the proximity still. The whole point of manga is to translate the manga into the anime so we can see it in animation form. But in Dragon Ball Super, there seems to be quite a few differences between anime and manga, even though they do still have similar power levels when it comes to the different forms and stuff of that such. Even though in Dragon Ball Z, they tried to be one-to-one, in Dragon Ball Super, they do a little different. But I thought it would be no point in making separate videos on it though. It's still close enough, right? Even though there's some differences. Like how in the anime Kefla, the fusion being fought Goku when he was in the Ultra Instinct, or stage of Ultra Instinct state, but in the manga, this didn't happen. In the manga, she instead fought Ultimate Gohan that was way stronger than Buu Saga Ultimate Gohan, of course, but yeah. Some can argue this is a downplay on how strong she was in the anime. I mean, you gotta remember, we did see Gohan in this ultimate state do this to Blue, but I mean, I know Goku wasn't fighting his son for real, but let's be real, he could be Super Saiyan Reddish, Super Saiyan Bluish centric. I think for the most part, the writers want these two Saiyans to be Super Saiyan Blue centric, especially Kale, for example, since she's the female Broly. But you're gonna see how far this video goes though, you know what I mean? Throughout the video, I'm gonna tell whenever it's a Dragon Ball manga version or anime version, just to keep it simple. But I do feel like there's no point in making separate videos though. But let's get it. When we're talking about Kefla separately, without counting the fusion, of course, she's a Saiyan that's really strong without the fusion necessarily. She has a base form. She actually learned other powered up Super Saiyan forms like the bulky, bulked up Super Vegeta form that, you know, that was a very popular form in the Cell Saga back in the earlier Saga form. She knows this technique, even though it's useless and she doesn't really need to use it because she learned a better version of this. The Super Saiyan 2 form is the highest form she learned up to this point. I mean, in the manga version, this is something she probably can do in the anime version too, even though they're two different continuities, basically different versions of her. She can stop a car with a leg with ease because she's that strong. Why on earth would you try to blitz somebody this strong you get tossed that far? Starting off the video with a bang, I think it's a no-brainer that she could blow away the Earth based on the history of Dragon Ball, of course. You know, because Goku and Vegeta back in the day during their weakest days have enough blast power to destroy the Earth if they so wish with blast. Because having the blast power to destroy an entire planet is a long-running theme in Dragon Ball. Weaker characters from different sagas could do this. Even characters weaker than Goku and Vegeta at the time of Vegeta trying to destroy the Earth can destroy moons or planetoids with their blast power. So pretty much common sense tells us this. Whatever Vegeta could do during these early days, we know Vegeta's gotten a lot stronger since these days. Whatever he can do here, she can do better by default. So right off gate, her base form can easily blast away planets. Her hits can hit like this too, vice versa. At this point, I don't think nobody's arguing about how DBZ characters can punch planet-shattering force or blast away planets. I think everybody knows this by now. Pretty much everybody in the Tournament of Power can destroy planets. She can destroy other beings in the Tournament of Power in her base state without necessarily having to resort to Super Saiyans or Super Saiyan 2s to get the job done. She's even seen blasting one away to defeat him that way to where Goku's like, whoa. And it doesn't stop here. I mean, she's this strong in her base form, but we've actually seen her fight Goku in a higher form, a Super Saiyan form. In this occasion, in her Super Saiyan form, she pulls up to these beings. They just get curb stomped with blitzes or a barrage of punches, and they can't really do anything. In this particular occasion, she was in a Super Saiyan form and Goku was in base form. We got to remember we've seen her fight Super Saiyan form Gokus and even Super Saiyan 2 form Gokus within Slugfest. Even straight up mentions how Super Saiyan 2 is powerful. This is important because we got to remember how strong a Super Saiyan 2 was back in the day. This is a newer version of a Super Saiyan 2, but back in the day, Super Saiyan 2s, for example, have enough punching power, blast power. Cell at this time was kind of Super Saiyan 2 centric, but was still a little bit below. And even he stated he could destroy the entire solar system. And you guys already know how this went down. A Super Saiyan 2 level being, or really early on Super Saiyan 2 level being that was weakened, his arm was injured and his power level was way down, he was still able to overpower this Cell being, this being that had the power to blow away a solar system. He was still able to overpower him. That just lets you know how strong a Super Saiyan 2 is. And Kefla fought Goku that's stronger than that in a 10 years later arc of a Super Saiyan 2. Honestly, in her base form, she probably can blast away stars. Her Super Saiyan forms definitely can blast away super large stars or something like that, or depending on what you think. I mean, you guys already know how big the sun is compared to Earth. It makes the Earth look like a joke. They're way past Earth shattering at this point. Duh, in their base form, what do you think their Super Saiyan form can do? She could definitely blast away stars. And just to think, there was a time we thought females couldn't go Super Saiyans. There was this sumo wrestler type strong being in a tournament of power in her Super Saiyan state here that she was trying to get pushed off the edge. She was strong enough physically, lifting wise, to lift this being up, despite being, that's what he specialized in, is grappling. This didn't matter and was still able to slam him, messing up a big chunk of the ring that way. Strength wise, we've seen her getting an entanglement with final form Frieza, not Golden right here, but she goes Super Saiyan, shows she can punch through pieces of the arena they're in the tournament of power in the manga version. This didn't happen in the anime version, but hey, this is still cool to see, punching Frieza in the Super Saiyan state right here. And even had to make Frieza exert himself right here, shocking him with her blast. But yeah, that didn't get the job done. But yeah, had Frieza worried for a second. Even Frieza complimented her and saying, yeah, the first Saiyan he's ever fought was never nearly this strong. Golden Frieza's a Super Saiyan blue tier, so yeah, this is what the power, yeah, she's not on this level though, if we're being honest. Even though she dodged a couple of attacks though, but it was kind of like she had to stay on the defensive when she fought a Golden form. Not to mention that Super Saiyan 2 is astronomically stronger than this state. She definitely has enough blast power to tremble the solar system, even level the solar system. That's back in the day stuff Super Saiyan 2s can do. She's a recent saga Super Saiyan 2. So whether we're talking about her blast being able to delete it, or simply her punches feel, or one could say simply her punch feels like a solar system landing on your face or some crap. I will admit, it would be nice one day we actually see them use blast or blast that encompasses an entire solar system. That would be cool to see on screen. The main reason on why I think she can blast away more than one solar system, or she's way past this is a bare minimum, by the way, because think of it like this. There's basically two versions of Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Both of them are the same form, but this form is years ago, guys. Goku's always training, so even though these are the same forms, this version of the same form is way stronger, despite them being the same exact form. That's just how power progression works in Dragon Ball. And if this version of him can blow away a solar system, this one probably could do 5 or 15 or 20 more solar systems or some crap. Whatever this version of Goku in Super Saiyan 2 can do better, it's obvious. And guess what? Kefla fought this version of Goku. You see what I'm saying? She can probably blast this solar system away 20 times over at this point. Who knows? You know, she clashed with Goku in Super Saiyan 2. The shockwave was so crazy, they were knocking other fighters back. I mean, if you still have your doubts about her blast power, we've literally seen her blast cancel out Goku's blast in a Super Saiyan 2 state to show that she can blast with similar force as a Super Saiyan 2. It's obvious. Her punches has even shown to be hard enough to do damage to Goku himself. But the ultimate evidence to kind of show that she's above everybody in the Buu saga is this occasion with Kale, the female version of Brawler that I haven't went over yet in this same video, when Kale was going berserk, of course. Yeah, one could say the legendary Super Saiyan form. We've seen her overpower Super Saiyan Blue Goku, a god form, and Kefla as a Super Saiyan 2. Yes, the same being that was given Super Saiyan Blue Divine States is used. Kefla can deflect these blasts. Her doing this pretty much proves she can solo the Busaka characters. I mean, there's heavy implications that she's way stronger than average Super Saiyan 2 because she did get straight up stuck by a Super Saiyan God form, but it was out of commission, so it lets you know she's not on that level though. She could definitely solo the entire Buu saga if she was to go back in time or something. But let's talk about the female version of Brawly now. She has some interesting modes. You got her base form, her controlled Super Saiyan form when she actually controls herself, but then her Berserk mode seems to be her mightiest, kind of like Brawly. But how strong are we talking? We already know about the standard blast. She can punch hard, blah, blah, blah. Like I mentioned earlier, both of them can. Both characters can. Honestly, during the events of Tournament of Power, destroying a planet is almost like how us real-life humans can open a door. It's just a common theme in this godly tournament. Even when the female version of Brawly is shy acting, she still can produce energy. Projective, inner chi, key type blast. Even if we haven't seen Kale do it, let's be honest. Based on the lore of Dragon Ball, we know she can blow away an Earth-like planet if she wanted to and tremble it. You know, destroying planets is easy in her base form. I don't see why she wouldn't be able to do this. Because, yeah, she is a shy being, but at the same time, she's able to hang, even in her base form, against fighters in the Tournament of Power. Even though she's shy, she should have this kind of power. It's just obvious. I mean, she's strong, but look, this one dude tried to pull out something on them, and Kale looking like, nah. In the manga version, of course, you ain't ready. She speed blitzes him to where his gun is going, and she crushes it with her strength and speed, one could say. It's weird how anime and manga versions of this arc are so different to the point where moments like this didn't even happen in the anime for Kale in her base form. It still shows that she's still strong. Stopping these attacks from this being, for example, with ease, kind of curb stomping this being eliminated him. This is wild to say this, but Kale is pretty freaking strong. Frieza in his golden form, which is a Super Saiyan blue tier being, while Khalifa's in her Super Saiyan form right here. She strikes Frieza, Frieza block. Frieza straight up says that Kale's attacks stung a bit more than a Super Saiyan's attack. Like, wait, what? That's crazy. It's even stated by Kaba, another Saiyan, that she might actually be stronger, and based on the stuff I'm going to show you in this vid, it seems like the statement is true. Encouraging her to use that crazy power. Yo, female Brawly. But yeah, this is light work stuff. When we talk about her transformations, when she goes in her Brawly mode, where she's buffed up, Super Saiyan 2s are no match for her. Heck, when Goku transformed into a divine state like Super Saiyan Blue, she just runs through the Kamehameha, grabs Goku in this state, and was handling him. She was kind of crazy like this. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but these red and blue forms can shake the entire universe or entire Dragon Ball macrocosm. Macrocosm is multiple universe-sized structures in one universe, basically. Kale being able to overpower divine forms mean there's no reason to why she couldn't shake multiple universes like in this Berserk Brawly state as well. Keep in mind, I haven't even went over their fused form yet. Separately by herself that has this kind of power to hang with divine states, super berserk mode, of course. If this form can already do this, imagine when I go over the fusion form in a little bit. She overpowered a Super Saiyan Blue, a form that's higher than a red-haired state, when the red-haired state is the form that can shake the universe or macrocosm. Imagine what the blue one can do if the red form, which is weaker, can shake the universe or macrocosm, or Dragon Ball Cosmos in general. So Kale is a beast for overpowering Super Saiyan Blue, in the anime version, of course. In the manga, her form is quite different. Like, for example, here she goes Berserk mode here, but she doesn't look as bulky, if that makes sense. But she's able to handle, just like similar to the anime, she can handle Golden Frieza, Super Saiyan Blue level being, starts ragdolling them like you did Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan Blue in the anime and stuff. So it's kind of crazy how she is like this. Even though the events are different, it's still the same old, same old, same old. Super Saiyan Blue has to exert himself against her. Goku in this occasion. Look at Goku's discomfort when getting punched by Kale. And she keeps getting stronger, just like Brawly. Even Goku's impressed. But eventually, in the manga version, she does get bulked up like the anime version too. Her true power comes out. She was already giving golden level beings or Super Saiyan Blue tiers issues, and then she's bulked up like this. In the manga version, which is different than anime, she went to Berserk mode, was eliminating a lot of fighters on her own. Matter of fact, she was eliminating pretty much mostly everybody. I mean, she even knocked aside Top, a Super Saiyan Blue tier, and even Vegeta, who is literally a Super Saiyan Blue, God Divine State. She literally goes on a rampage, eliminating a whole bunch of beings. And it doesn't stop there. She pulls up on this giant being. In the anime, they had to work together to fight him. She does this by herself just to show her raw power. Y'all get straight up eliminated. So Kale is a one-woman army. This big old thing that weighs like 1,000 tons and Super Saiyan beings had trouble lifting. You remember when Super Saiyan Vegeta had trouble lifting? Known as Magenta, Kale does it by herself, lifts him up with ease. They even say this guy's crazy heavy. Despite the weight, you get tossed. Y'all get blasted, y'all Namekians. She's having the stereotypical definition of soloing. Like, she's literally soloing everybody. But evidently, she can't maintain this state long. Even Vegeta talks about it in the manga version, talking about she's losing power. In a more controlled one, She's able to bust out of dimensional barriers when they're trying to contain her. You know, the Pride Troopers and stuff, they have weird abilities. She's still able to break out, though. She's more slim and controlled. I gotta admit, in her controlled state, she doesn't seem to be as crazy as her Berserker state, but I can definitely say she can definitely level stars and stuff. The standard stuff still in this state, though. I mean, there's no exact math to this, but maybe she can level a galaxy in this state still. It just doesn't seem as strong as her Berserker state, though. Maybe she can't shake multiple universes in this state like her Berserker can, but she can still maybe shake a couple galaxies or level a couple of galaxies with blast or delete some galaxies out of existence. Maybe, possibly, you know, your opinions are more than welcome. The Justice League of Tournament of Power, you know, the Pride Troopers, the team with Jiren and stuff of that such. We've seen Kale working together with her sister, not fused, of course, like separately. They was able to win a beam struggle with all of these beings working together, 4 of them, anime version, of course. They was able to overwhelm them and blast them away. But I gotta admit, she has to be at least a Super Saiyan 2 tier, at least Dragon Ball Super Saiyan 2 tier, if that makes sense to you. She was still strong enough in this controlled state to grab Goku's arm and not be a mismatch. You see what I mean? Maybe her most impressive feat in this controlled state is when she got in the clash with Super Saiyan God Goku. You know, the same Goku that was threatening the universe and stuff of that such. The same God Goku that can cause the universe to be destroyed, maybe put the universe in jeopardy type stuff. This may not be as impressive as her Berserk state where she fought him in Super Saiyan Blue and overpowered him, but this controlled state was still strong enough, even if we say she got overpowered still, because when she blasted Goku here, Goku's blast completely overwhelmed her own blast, and Kale had to literally hold Goku's Super Saiyan God blast with her bare hand. This was a struggle, but the fat Kale was still able to push it away despite the God form being way above a Super Saiyan 3 and stuff of that such. Proves her might still, right? So maybe she can't shake the entire macrocosm like a Super Saiyan Red, right? Because of course she's obviously weaker than Super Saiyan Red in this particular occasion. So maybe she can't necessarily shake the whole structure. But like, you know how God Goku can shake multiple universe-sized structures? Maybe she can shake one universe-sized structure or a half a universe or something. You know what I mean? No exact math to this. She's still ridiculously strong still, right? Let's get to the nitty gritty, this thing known as fusion. Now that you guys already got an idea of how strong these beings are separately, let's talk about her in her mightiest state, which was really the title of this video. How strong is Kefla? Right off gate, I think we can all assume, fair assumption, that Kefla is at least a Super Saiyan Blue level being, because literally these two beings put together are like they're in one body. And I've already showed you in this video that she's Golden Frieza level, Super Saiyan God Divine Form level when she goes Berserk and crap. She's at a bare minimum Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 eccentric levels at the bare minimum, at least. Dragon Ball Super standards. Let's analyze her might, shall we? Here's the thing about fusion in general. We never got like official multipliers for it, so we don't know the exact multiplier of how much strong they got, but it is confirmed they got a new body, personality born from the Batara fusion. It's their powers put together, and their power increases tens of times. We don't know if it's 10 on the dot, tens as in more than 10, like what, it could be 12, 13, 14, 20, like, you see what I'm saying? They said tens of times stronger, and their powers put together. It's not simply their powers put together. This is where the absurdity starts. We're talking about base form Kefla. Not even Super Saiyan forms can fight God formed, divine-haired, red-haired state. Earlier in this video, I showed you Kale and Khalifa teaming up on Goku when he was in God red-haired state. There was a point where Kale and Khalifa teamed up against Goku in his God form state, and these two working together was getting overwhelmed when it wasn't fused, of course. Of course, with Kale being in a more controlled state, of course. This is impressive because they couldn't handle Goku in his God state working together, but the moment they fused into one being known as Kefla, suddenly the tide turns. In her base state, fused, she can all of a sudden get the upper hand over Goku in his divine state. Even when Goku in this state tried to blast her, she looks at it in her base state and says, "That's a cute attack." Lame, she says. As wild as it may seem, there's implications that her base form, when she's fused, is at least Super Saiyan God level. Goku himself even noted it in this God form. He's having struggles, talking about her power and her speed are far greater than when she was 2 people. It shows that her hits are actually on the level of a God level being. She was so mighty that when she did a blast to God Goku, other fighters was like, I can't believe Kefla is overwhelming Goku this much. She pretty much forced Goku to go to a higher form Blue to prove her threat level. So separately, they couldn't even match a lower divine state like Red Hair, but together they made Goku go blue. Remember what Red Hair can do? Punches and shake the cosmos or macrocosm itself. One of Goku's most famous feats in Dragon Ball Super, clashing with Beerus in this occasion. punches going throughout the cosmos, putting the universe in jeopardy type stuff. Kale is on par with this, at least. This is implying in her base form, if she punched hard enough, she could shake the macrocosm with collateral for punches as well, shaking multiple universe-sized structures in her base form. If she can match Super Saiyan Red level beings in her base form, this is apparently what she can do, matching his power. Imagine when she transforms, this is just her base form, and can still threaten a lot of bullcrap in the cosmos with her fists. In Dragon Ball, usually speed and power go hand in hand. She was so fast when she was testing her new abilities in her base form. When Goku was in God form, she moved so fast, Goku had trouble reacting. Like, you could see her past him and he didn't even look back because of her speed. Goku's shocked at the speed difference. Think of it like this. If Goku in this God state can shake the entire universe or macrocosm, and he has higher forms like Blue that can do whatever that form can do but better, we don't know the multiplier of it. Guess what? When transforms into her Super Saiyan state while fused, it just gets crazier. She can slugfest it with a Super Saiyan Blue, a form higher than Red. Not to mention, she actually got a legit KO on Super Saiyan Blue Goku with her kicking power. Made him night to where he literally got depowered and his hair went back to normal. Yeah, everybody's shocked by this. So just imagine what these kicks feel like if she can do this in her base form. Even knocked out a god divine blue-haired state with a kick. I mean, honestly, she can probably shake the macrocosm over 10 times over at this point, considering her base form can do this. Whatever that base form can do, this form could do times 50, so, because the Super Saiyan multiplier is times 50. So I'm being a down player right here saying that she can do this over 10 times over, honestly. Well above this at this point. All of this stuff kind of applies for her blast power too, duh. Goku actually had to pull out some angelic power, you know, the Ultra Instinct, first version of the Ultra Instinct state. Pulled this out against Kefla because she was so mighty. I mean, she was already strong as a Super Saiyan 1, but then she goes to another level, Super Saiyan 2. I mean, it's one thing for us to say that she can shake the cosmos or whatever, but when the character themselves actually say it, when they already have evidence proving they could beforehand, it kind of adds more fuel to the fire of what she can do. I mean, she straight up says she feels like she could blow away an entire universe in one shot with the amount of power she's generating or feel. This would sound like an exaggeration if we didn't see God forms that she's already fought do this in the past. This kind of adds up with the natural lore of Dragon Ball in the anime version. That's crazy to think about, that she can blow away an entire universe with one blast in the Super Saiyan 2 fused state, Kefla state. So yeah, we know she's stronger than Red, we know she's stronger than Blue, but when we're talking about Divine Angelic, Ultra Instinct state, that's even higher than Blue. But this first state of Ultra Instinct. Even though Goku was powered up like this, it was, according to Master Roshi, Goku literally had to dodge. He cannot get hit or he would not survive. That's how you know she was even a threat for this state, apparently. She has all that energy to be able to threaten forms like this. And she's only a freaking Super Saiyan 2 and she surpassed a base form Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. Has to push this form to the limit. What the heck would her Super Saiyan 3 form be like if she's already passed Super Saiyan 3 level stuff in her base form and stuff? Or what the heck would her Super Saiyan God form be like? Or what would her Super Saiyan Blue form be like? It's just some scary stuff to think about if she's this strong without even having these type of forms or God Ki. Manga events go slightly differently. Like, we never see her base form in the manga, but yeah, she's still powerful in her Super Saiyan form. In the manga, soloing all these beings. That's quite obvious. All y'all get blasted this hard and eliminated. It's a little different in the manga. She actually fights Gohan instead of Goku and gets eliminated by Gohan in his ultimate state. We don't really know the limits of this new ultimate state he had in the tournament because there was implications that he's way stronger than a Buu Saga Gohan ultimate state. So yeah, it's really up in the air how strong he was right here, but it doesn't make her look the best considering in the anime we had her fighting Ultra Instinct and stuff. It just kind of weird difference from the manga and anime. Yeah, but I like the anime version better. Manga, she got eliminated like this, you know. I mean, I love Gohan, but yeah, this just doesn't seem as impressive as fighting Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Blue and stuff like in the anime. But at the end of the day, everybody, how strong do you think Kefla is? Can you believe she's as strong to kick a universe away if she felt like it, or blast one away with one blast? How strong do you think she is? How strong do you think they are separately? But before I get going, I gotta say thanks for the donations, everybody. Helps out a lot. Respect Kefla. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.